Happy Friday morning, November 24th. Some people call this Black Friday. Some people call it Golden Day. Listen, every day we are happy. And you might not be out there with the masses shopping. Ew. Maybe you're cleaning, clearing, and gaining clarity, or just resting, accomplishing whatever. Well, I found out, clearing out my bag of books from the library, that I had two leftover. Talking about turkey leftovers. I have two leftover Thanksgiving books. So I'm going to try to knock these out right quick. The first one is 5 Silly Turkeys by Selena Yoon. And it's only like 4 parts, so let's see. 4 or 3. 4 silly turkeys being chased by a bee. Oh no. One gets stung, and then there were... Okay, this is going to be quick. These are cute little page turners. All right. 3 silly turkeys enjoying the view. One falls asleep, and then there were, yeah, you got your math right. 2 silly turkeys getting some sun. One gets burned, and then there was, okay, this was nice. Okay. A 4-page book. All right. And then the other one has some history here. We know about the Mayflower. We know that the people came from Europe. We know that they landed on Plymouth Rock, East Coast, Massachusetts. But let's see if we can learn some other Thanksgiving trivia. So while you're in line with your family or just sharing leftovers today, you can share some facts. Okay. Oh my. Can we get to all this? I doubt it. Well, anyway, might be a part 2. Each year in November, many schools across the United States perform plays about the first Thanksgiving. We had a little skit with our 8th graders. They did a wonderful job. The Pilgrims are often shown wearing black and white clothing. The Native Americans may have feathers tucked in their hair, and untrue representation that dates back to paintings by white artists or Caucasian artists from the early 1900s. Some classroom productions may even have a papier-mâché version of Plymouth Rock. A meal celebrating a harvest and cooperation happened 400 years ago in 1621. That's a fact. But what parts of the story are untrue or fiction? What really happened? Were the Pilgrims forced to leave England in search of religious freedom? Were the Pilgrims and the Native Americans they encountered the Wampanoag Nation friends? And was turkey even on the menu? Let's begin separating fact from fiction. Okay, get your notebook, your journal. So even though there's no school, but this is great to learn something every day. All right, seeking religious freedom. In the 1600s, England was ruled by King James I, or King James, the first one. He believed that all people under his rule should join the Church of England. Yes. Some people from England did not agree. They called themselves separatists or Puritans. King James sent those who did not follow his rules to jail for their religious beliefs. By 1608, many Puritans fled to Holland to escape religious persecution. And these are a group of Puritan men attending a prayer meeting. Okay. A New World. Thousands of miles west of England, European adventurers were exploring the lands west of the European continent, now called North and South America. Many European countries, including England, saw this land as an opportunity to gain wealth and expand their rule. Many European people referred to this land as the New World. But this is fiction. Oh, the land was not new. We know this. It had been home to many indigenous or Native American groups for thousands of years before the first Europeans ever set foot there. These groups were organized into nations and other larger communities. Each nation had their own language, culture, customs, and belief, and still do today. That's good. a new life. In Holland, the Puritans were allowed to worship freely without fear of being punished. But good paying jobs were hard to find. The Puritans were also worried that their children were becoming more Dutch than English. After 12 years in Holland, the Puritans decided to make their next move. This time, they would travel across the Atlantic Ocean to the place where they called the New World. There, they would start a new community that would allow them to practice their religion. The Puritans also hoped to make a good living and profit from the resources and land they heard about. So you see Europe, you see Africa, you see the Atlantic Ocean, and how they traveled west. On September 6, 1620, the Mayflower set sail from Southampton, England. The 102 Puritans on board were looking forward to new life. Now, here's a fact. The word pilgrim wasn't used until approximately 200 years afterwards, in the 1800s. Before then, many Americans called this first wave of Puritans first comers or forefathers or freshmen, right? Artist Charles Lucy's 1848 painting, The Land of the Pilgrim Fathers. Can you see that? All right, I might give you a quiz at the end like I do my students. Come on. Plymouth Rock. It was nearly fall when the Mayflower left England. After a month of smooth sailing, the weather turned rough. The Pilgrims spent most of the journey crammed below deck. Many were seasick. There wasn't enough food or water. Finally, after more than 2 months at sea, land was spotted on November 9th, 1620. 2 days later, they landed at what is known as Plymouth Rock. Fact, it was planned that 2 ships would set sail from England. Yeah, I knew that there was a second ship called the Speedwell. And the Mayflower. However, the Speedwell was unable to make the journey due to leaks, leaving the Mayflower to sail alone. Destination, New York. The Mayflower set its original course for what is now New York. At the time, New York was a region of what the Europeans called Northern Virginia, right? The Pilgrims planned on settling along the Hudson River, but the weather on their journey turned rough, and the ship went off course. When the Pilgrims landed, they were 220 miles to 354 kilometers north of New York, in what is now exactly Massachusetts. Native Americans lived in villages all along the eastern coast, such as Pomaloc, near present-day North Carolina. Wherever the Pilgrims had landed, they would have been on Native American lands. Landfall. The story goes that the Pilgrims landed in Cape Cod Bay on a granite rock named Plymouth Rock. However, there is no proof that this was the exact location of their arrival. Due to bad weather, the Mayflower was forced to take shelter from the rough seas in the natural harbor of present-day Provincetown, Massachusetts. When they were able to disembark the Mayflower and begin building the settlement, the colonizers signed the Mayflower Compact. This document, now lost to history, set the rules the Pilgrims agreed to follow in the colony they would establish. This is a 1932 painting by J.L.G. Ferris, shows Pilgrims signing the Mayflower Compact. Okay, so we're going to take the next few pages for the second video, but should I give you some questions now? What was the name of the second ship that was supposed to set sail with the Mayflower? Okay, you have 3 questions. What are the name of the people who were already settled in the land? Before the Europeans came? And why did they want to leave England in the first place? Okay, something to think about. All right, see you on the other side.